Good evening. The Irish Examiner breaks new ground with a historic live streaming of a match. It's not just pictures either, we're providing some commentary as well. We've got former Cork player Conor McCarthy and Irish Examiner sports editor Tony Lean alongside us for analysis duty. Before we take a look at the teams, we're now going to observe a minute's silence for Margaret Dennehy, the late wife of Jimmy Dennehy, the Kish stalwart. For the late Margaret Dennehy, excuse me. Very quickly, we'll just take a look at the teams. They're up on screen at the moment. Conor, I'm going to come to you firstly. The Kiskeam team.
Daniel Fitzgerald, right, was Cork minor captain in 2010. Seems to have a lot of knee issues over the last couple of years. David Scannell, their captain, left legger, pretty fast over 10 or 15 yards. AJ O'Connor, he was captain in 2016 when they won it. They'd be our main men, really.
As the teams are falling into position, we'll take a quick look at the Mallow team.
I mean, I know Mike are one to keep an eye on, 116 to 112.
Okay, very good. Match referee this evening, James Birmingham, county referee, of course, was linesman for last year's All-Ireland minor final when Kerry defeated Galway to win the 5 in a row. We're off and underway here, and Kiskeam playing into the Mallow end of the beautiful Kilshanning setup here. And what a dangerous ball in the opening minute. Have we a shot for a goal? And a superb save by the goalkeeper, Kevin Doyle. Wonderful save there to deny AJ O'Connor. What a ball in, lads. What a start to Route 1 football.
Yeah, it's great to see that no one's going to have any players back at the start of a throw, and if you win it, you're much better off getting it straight in there. And even though they were against the breeze there, it was a brilliant long ball in.
Brilliant save as well by the goalkeeper Kevin Doyle, who I was told buried his grandfather Joseph earlier today with us playing here this evening. Right, Mallow on the attack there with their number 7 Kieran O'Connor working it into the bottom corner there, about 25 yards out, still patiently building it up. Nice crossfield ball, picking out Adrian Carroll there. Adrian Carroll onto his left, I'd say here. He's going to have will it curl? It won't. And that's our first wide of the game. David Breen, apologies, still getting used to the commentary position here tonight, but plenty of time, plenty of space, and we're only in the opening minute. Sharp kick out by the goalkeeper, poor kick out by the goalkeeper, and a line ball there. Bad kick out there by a goalkeeper of Anthony Casey standard. Dangerous ball in though. Casey makes amends and working the ball out. And they're going to walk it up on the stand side of the field. Nice open game so far, Tony.
Yeah, and I think, Colm, the great thing is neither side will have an inferiority complex. And as Conor was saying, you can see straight away neither side has set up two.
Is Tom? Yeah, take a long ball option, or are we going to go for a short one? No, it's been handed over to free taker Daniel Fitzgerald, former Cork minor. Or is he giving it to Sean O'Sullivan, the centre forward? Looks like Sean is going to take this one. Yeah, at the venue. He manages it there. Second point for them.
Got to remember as well, Colm, Kiskeam already this season in Division 1 of the County League, which, like, in fairness, would be a very good standard. Have 1, 2 and...
Well, the hard work, but O'Sullivan perfectly positioned there, Conor, to finish to the net.
Yeah, and you have to say, like, off the kick out, they're very ambitious. You know, they went zonal, they marked off all the spaces, and whenever they're defending, they're keeping 4 up at all times. So Kiskeam are really going for it.
Yeah, disastrous start though, Colm, in fairness for Mallow. I mean, 1-2 down after 5 minutes. This is exactly not what Keith Moynihan and the Mallow management team now will be looking. So it's interesting to see the reaction they get now. Here's Ryan Harkin.
Okay, we're back in play, and that should be a free in anyway. That was a black card, I'd say, all day long from the goal scorer for Kiskeam, Sean O'Sullivan. He might be getting his name in the referee's book. It looks like, yes, he'll be added in there. And one of the the Mallow players down receiving a little bit of treatment there. But as you said, Tony and Conor, just to bring you back in, lovely grand open game though, isn't it?
Yeah, championship. And
Anthony Casey's kick out on this occasion. Last time he found touch over this side. Anthony, of course, one of 3 Caseys on the Kiskeam team. His brother Denjo is fullback, and Jean, number 9, in Lorna Park. The other midfielder is Tom Dennehy. He's the man that just after laying off ball there. And Kiskeam building again from the back, very patient, lovely interplay. Back up again. Don't seem to be as coherent or cohesive.
No, well, at the moment, Colin, the big problem is obviously the ball isn't sticking up there. I mean, you know, 2 of the balls they've actually put in so far, you see the one actually bouncing, looks a little bit aimless, but look, they have possession again here, and they're getting it to their danger man, Cian O'Riordan. He needs to get on the ball, watch his left foot, always very accurate. Commentators curse.
Commentators curse indeed. Well, as Conor pointed out, scored the way he caught the ball and pushed off any would-be challengers.
Conor, you remember him. You were saying he actually had a couple of appearances with Cork in the league back in the day?
Yeah, he played well too. He had a very good league campaign.
At this moment, 1-2 down, I know it's early. Are you beginning to look around already, or are you trusting your players and you're saying to them, OK, we'll settle it down?
Yeah, no, I'd be trusting him. It's too early to be making any changes. One thing I noticed in the warm-up, they were playing a lot of long, high balls into Cillian O'Connor, and they're actually playing the same way now. They're playing with the wind, and they've only used it once, so I'd be interested to see, do they start bombing it in a bit more now.
And again, we're seeing Kiskeam patiently working the ball out. There's no long ball until it gets into the danger area, and again, it's caught them out, and a good quick ball in again to that danger man. As we said, the full forward, the big Cian O'Riordan, foul there, drawn the free, and you'd be expecting that this should be the opening score of the evening from all of about 25 yards out for the men from Mallow.
He was clever there. He saw the advantage. James Birmingham, he refs it very light, and he sticks up the hand half the time. If you're keeping an eye on the ref there, you just see his hand up. He might as well take a shot. He's going to pull it back for the free anyway, and Cian knows he's in a perfect position for a left-legged free taker anyway, so playing the advantage brilliantly.
Just over 7 minutes gone on the clock. First score of the evening for Mallow. That leaves it 1-2 to 1 point to Mallow. One thing I'm noticing there, Tony and Conor, the kickouts from Anthony Casey, and again, like an experienced goalkeeper, is this a tactic that they're playing the ball short and they're not trying to go into a midfield battle?
I think, well, I'll just wait for this kick out now just to actually make the point. Well, no, it did well.
Did well. And we're back in with number 10, Kieran O'Sullivan from Mallow, working the ball into his midfielder, and a good block there by Kiskeam, but Mallow picking the turnover, and now danger here with centre forward Michael O'Rourke, ball in over the top, and a bit too much pace in the pass, and gone out once again for a wide ball.
I'm not sure whether it's a tactic, Colm, of Anthony Casey, but certainly both Ryan Harkin and Owen Stanton, who of course is known to everybody down in Mallow as Beans, would be a very strong mobile midfield for Mallow, and you would expect it would be an area that they'd be looking to gain some traction in. So it looks to me like Casey is actually saying to himself, not giving you primary possession there, we're actually going to keep it out. This time he's put it straight out the middle into the mixer.
Yeah, and looks like Kiskeam have done well to gain position there. Thomas Dennehy there, number 8, as I said, alongside Gene Casey, the goalkeeper's brother, who's wearing number 9 this evening. Michael Casey, another Casey, no relation as far as I know, is at wing, and a nice ball into the corner forward there, Michael Hurley, but bit of a push in the back and a quick free and a quick ball back with Mallow, and coming out now out around midfield into their wing back Matthew Taylor sucking in 1, 2, 3 Kiskeam players around him, but offloads in to the danger man O'Riordan. Nice ball off his left. Has it got the accuracy? Neil. Should he have taken it a bit farther there, lads?
I think he was in a perfect shooting position. His radar is just off at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, like if Cian O'Riordan is in that type of position, he's going to pull the trigger. Interesting as well that Matty Taylor, obviously Mallow need to get Matty Taylor into the game as much as possible. He's just lying there behind midfield, but they'd expect him to bomb forward at every possible opportunity.
Screaming of bombing forward, nice to see your cornerback Don Lenihan that far from home, and very confident on the ball. Offloads there to David Scannell. Back again to Lenihan and Scannell. They're playing keepy-uppy there, the two of them. Nice patient build-up play again by the men from Kiskeam with their full forward Tom O'Sullivan. Is he going to have a pop? Great effort from him. Has he got the accuracy? Afraid not on this occasion. But again, I like very patient build-up play by Kiskeam. They all seem to know everybody's role, and they're not reliant on any one individual.
Yeah, and actually Cian O'Riordan was cut out there himself. It was Don Lennon attacked from the back, and it's actually the best way to mark someone like that, if you can get a bit of a foothold in midfield, is just keep attacking, because Cian had his hands in his hips when he went as far as halfway. Donald gave the 1-2 and he was straight through then, and he set up a great chance.
Mallow back in the attack there, and it should be a free there for their midfielder Ryan Harkin, as the lads mentioned there, and that well known to Cork supporters. Cork under 21 has had some injury issues. Ryan Harkin.
He has. He's a fine player. I mean, was on the Cork under 21 team, wing forward, if you remember, that was beaten by Mayo in the 2016 All Ireland final. I mean, I've been speaking to people in Mallow this week, and they really feel he's one of those untapped resources for Cork. If he got the right coaching, if he got the right training, has the ability to step up to inter-county level.
Okay, Route 1 football back in again. Dangerous bounce. It's going to fall to Reardon. Well surrounded though, back out to the corner forward, number 13, and off he's right. And a great point there by Cillian O'Connor, not the famous Mayo Cillian O'Connor. This is the Mallow Cillian O'Connor, but like his Mayo counterpart, knows where the posts are.
Does indeed. Just one thing, just there, now that the both sides have settled down, obviously there's so much jumping around in the first 7 or 8 minutes. I see now that Matty Taylor is actually playing centre forward for Mallow. David Breen, who some people may know as a rugby player and a very prominent rugby player with the Mallow club, he's actually playing wing back. So interesting that Mallow have actually pushed Matty Taylor up into an advanced role on the 40.
Pat Hurley is on the man now on the Mallow 40, playing it into the corner, into his corner forward. David Scannell. Scannell leading the lads on a merry dance in there, and free out through the ball. No, it's going the other way. It's back into Mallow. No, the referee's insisting that he goes back to where the incident happened and sending him back another couple of steps. No one taking any leeway there with our match officials.
The one thing you'd be saying there, if you're marking David Scannell, no right leg, want to go back onto his left all day long and overplayed the ball.
Mallow, as the lads are saying, starting to settle a small bit more, not rushing things on the attack there with Matthew Taylor. Cool and composed as you'd expect from a county man. Offloads to Aaron Cahill, his wing back colleague. It's in with Pa Hurley now. Patient again, but nice burst through by Matthew Taylor. Obviously a very dangerous man on the ball, knows exactly what to do, won't panic, and a long ball effort, and that is a poor effort by Mallow. You wouldn't be too happy if you were a member of the full forward line on that occasion, Conor.
No, it was a bit hopeless, a bit aimless, and they do need to settle down. It's 17 minutes, and now they want to start getting a foothold in the game.
Yeah. Is it a case, as you said, there's only 13, 14 minutes gone in the game, too soon to be panicking and pulling shots like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, are they playing it long, or are they playing it down in front of the lads? There was a sweeper back on that occasion to Kiskeam centre back. AJ O'Connor had backed off Matty Taylor, and he was sitting in front of Cillian O'Connor, but it wasn't a shot and it wasn't a ball. Just going to off harmlessly wide. Surely
a free there. Referee thinks otherwise. It looked like the James Lockery took the legs from literally under Sean O'Sullivan, but referee has opted to play on, and we're down the far end of the field with Pa Hurley. And it looked like a free in on that occasion, but it's been given as a free out. And Kiskeam now in possession with Daniel Fitzgerald, former Cork Miners we mentioned a little earlier. Good ball into the corner forward there, Michael Hurley. Now he's got a couple of runners attempting to make space for him, but he's gone with a bit of a Gary Owen effort, hanging under the crossbar. Goalkeeper should take this one, and yes he does. And Mallow cleared the danger. Fullback did well, Andrew Cashman, and Kevin Doyle, good safe hands by him. And Mallow now on the attack here in front of us in Kilshannig. It's wing forward David Breen, as Tony said, multitasking, handy rugby player as well too. It's gone into the full forward, that man O'Riordan onto his left, surely over the bar. Yes indeed it is. And there we have it, 14 and a half minutes gone. It's Kiskeam 1-2, Mallow 3 points. And lads, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but get the ball into that man and he knows what to do.
Well, in fairness, yeah, but it all started, credit at the other end too, to Andrew Cashman, who was of course the captain when they won the Premier Intermediate in 2017. Another rugby link there, Cullum, actually plays All-Ireland League rugby with Brough and is a lecturer in Cork IT. Did you say mechanical engineering?
Mechanical engineering, correctly, and we'll try and work in some mechanical engineering cliche into the course of the commentary this evening. And a man trying to get his angles right there is Anthony Casey, and unfortunately it doesn't come off for him because it's Mallow who have the ball, and again they're looking all the time to get it into O'Riordan, and a great turnover there by Kiskeam by Michael Casey, the wing back. He's pumped it forward up to Gene Casey. Still Casey, he's got the option again of offloading to his wing back again. Nice play again by Kiskeam into Sean O'Sullivan, the goal scorer. Well done though by Mallow, well surrounded. Referee though has called it back for a free.
Yeah, a touch of class out of James Lockery there. He was actually covering back and he was marking his man at the same time. Great decision making. When his man actually got the ball, he was able to push out really quickly and dispossess him. So he's doing the work of two men.
No, key there, Conor, because as you saw there, Mallow were actually going 1-for-1 at the back, and they could have been caught badly there on the break. But in fairness to them, A, they flooded back, but B, as you said, James Lockery used his experience there just to stop the momentum of that attack.
Yeah, just really good decision making. Like, James is coming back from an injury, so he's probably not 100% fit, but just if you're in the right position, it just makes all the difference.
Yeah, goal scorer Sean O'Sullivan picking up a yellow card for his troubles there as well. Okay, we're back anyway with Mallow and with their midfielder there, Owen Stanton, off to his colleague Ryan Harkin. Being held up by 1-2-3 Kiskeam, and great defending, no fouling, no free being conceded, and another fantastic piece of play. That looked perfectly fine there, Conor, to me, from Michael Hurley. Referee though, James Birmingham is the man with the whistle. He thinks otherwise, and he's the most important man here this evening.
If Mallow move it fast, Kiskeam are in serious bother to back, because AJ O'Connor is trying to play the sweeper. He's just dropping off. Matty Taylor at centre back. Matty Taylor's playing centre forward, but he's trying to do it during the game and during the build-up play. And if he doesn't do it fast enough, they're going to get open up at the back.
Okay, guess who has it again? That full forward. And every time there's a buzz of anticipation, O'Riordan gets the ball. It's not O'Riordan though with the shot on this occasion. It looks like it was the centre forward. Was it Michael O'Rourke? And another one that's trailing wide. 17, just gotten 17 minutes. It's Kiskeam, 1 goal and 2 points. Mallow, 3 points. And that great early start from Kiskeam providing the foundation for their 2-point lead at the moment. As we said, Casey's going a bit longer with the kickouts and not exactly working out well for them. And this should be a Mallow score off the left. Ryan Harkin. I see Casey's giving out, but I think the goalkeeper was culpable enough there.
Yeah, and in fairness, you're putting it down the throat of someone as mobile as Harkin. Yeah, you're asking for difficulty. I wonder, is Anthony Casey actually working off the direction from management, or is he actually doing this off his own steam? Because the last 3 or 4 kickouts, Conor, have not been good, and Mallow have actually picked up the momentum from them.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, because Adrian Carroll has actually run 3 and he ran back into the 21 that time. So if your main ball winner is on the 21 in front of your keeper, you don't have many options outside.
Okay, Mallow pinning Kiskeam back now for the last couple of minutes there, and passing the ball as they're starting to look a bit more composed. Nobody panicking. Thrown ball there though, and Kiskeam very quickly, I've noticed as well too, when they get the ball, they're very quick to restart play, whereas Mallow are a bit more measured when they have a free. And credit though to Mallow there for making them work hard to get the ball out as far as Tom Dennehy, big midfielder. He's looking there for his wing forward, pushing the back though on Adrian Carroll, no doubting that. And no doubting the free. Great ball though, super ball right onto the 45-yard line, onto the wing forward there, number 10. Surely a free. James Birmingham agrees for that push on Daniel Fitzgerald's back, and just outside the exclusion zone. Daniel a bit shaken and a bit stirred after that one, but he should be back on his feet in no time. And will it be Sean O'Sullivan that will come out to take the kick on this occasion, or will it be Michael Hurley moving forward? He's standing there. There's a couple of them standing over the ball anyway, including there is Tom O'Sullivan as well too, the full forward. Still a bit of treatment for Daniel. The magic sponge and the magic water out, and the job is done. Small bit winded, but he should be fine to resume his position at wing forward. Right, here we have it. It's 19 minutes gone, 1-2 to 4 points now. And Tom O'Sullivan off his right, off the free. Goalkeeper claiming that it's gone wide. Umpire disagreeing, and the white flag is waved, and the video footage, I think, agrees. We don't need Hawkeye here in Kilshannig this evening to say that was over the bar. Goalkeeper again, Kevin Doyle. He's been impressive, brought off a great save in the early exchanges and has been very solid with his kick-outs. And Mallow starting to gain a foothold now at midfield, and this time it's Michael O'Rourke. Dangerous ball in, and good safe pair of hands by Casey, and good defending by Lenihan as well too, watching the threat. Goalkeepers, of course, now in vogue of coming way out the field. Casey's done that, started the attack again, and Kiskeam going through the hands, going through the numbers, and now opting for a long ball in. But that's hoovered up inside there, and all their hard work undone. And Mallow back down. Lockery again. What a safe operator he is. You can see the county class from him. Great ball in by him into the corner forward. Killian O'Connor. Killian works it back to 10. Are they going to work it back in again to O'Riordan? Not on this occasion. It's a wing back there, number 7, Matthew Taylor. And that one trailed off wide. But lads, as you said there, Lockery is doing the work of about 3 men.
Yeah, he's just backed off there. He was so far back that it was too hard to get it over the head, and he knew that. Like, he was playing very deep in front of the full back line, and there was no kick going to make it in over the top unless it was a really good one.
Yeah, I'd just be a small bit concerned if I was Kiskeam, just defensively. Like, one ball basically took them out there. I know ultimately it didn't end up probably bad option taking. I think it was by Ryan Harkin, but you really shouldn't be looking at a situation, Cullen, where one ball is basically taking out an entire half back line. So it's something to keep an eye on.
Okay, back with Kiskeam working hard again. Like as we've said, the patient build-up play is impressive, but it is energy sapping for Kiskeam. It's with the full forward there, Tom O'Sullivan. And again, like for all the effort and everything, they aren't gaining a massive amount of ground. 22 minutes, by the way, gone on the clock just for the score, and 1-3 to Kiskeam, 4 points to Mallow, and we're back with another free, this time right on the 45, and this time it's outside the range of Tom O'Sullivan. He's opted to give it to Adrian Carroll, playing a 1-2. Tom is the man now with the ball, but again doesn't have too many options open to him in terms of where he's going to put it, and they're working their way backwards again. Dangerous ball, but safe hands there by the wing back Michael Casey, who's been impressive there on that far wing on a couple of occasions. Bit of a 50-50 ball there, made work hard for it. Daniel Fitzgerald pumps into the corner, through the hands. Referee claims that that was a push in the back from Andrew Cashman. I don't think my co-analysts up here would be of the same viewpoint, but nonetheless, they don't have the whistle this evening, and it's another free for Kiskeam.
Yeah, you can see there's a bit of frustration there. Keep Moynihan, the Mallow coach, pressure on the ball. He knows that they have the beating of him, and their scores in Mallow, they haven't converted them yet, but he's saying pressure on the ball because they need to have it, need to get it back, and Kiskeam are holding on to it for a bit too long. So Keith Moynihan, another Kerry man sent up to show us how to play football, is calling the shots from the sideline.
Okay, and this time goalkeeper and everyone have called it as a wide ball, but again the umpire feels differently, and that was I think Sean O'Sullivan was the free taker on this occasion, and that's pushed it out to 1-4.
All well and good, and it's great that Kiskeam got such a good start, and I thought they would, because I mean, people talk about the league not being relevant, Cullen, to the championship, but it's a quicker pace when you're playing in Division 1 against the best teams. No surprise to me so that Kiskeam started strongly, but they've only put 1 point in the last 15 minutes, so they'll be looking, certainly their management will be looking for them now to maybe rack up another score or two before half time.
Owen Stanton did very well there to claim that ball and get a bad bang in the head as well too for his troubles. Back with Lockery, touch of class again with him, plays it off to Stanton. They're walking it through the hands off to the other midfielder there, Ryan Harkin. Definitely the pace starting to pick up a bit here now from Mallow. We just saw O'Riordan far away from home there. Will he go back in towards the danger area? This time we're going to see the other corner forward, number 15, with a bit of a Gary Owen effort, but he was fouled. Pa Hurley, as he took the effort, and referee James Birmingham has blown it back there for a free, and this will be a Mallow free about 43 yards out, and it'll be that man O'Riordan who's going to take it. This within his range, Conor?
Yeah, absolutely, and they need it badly. It's 1-4, and they just can't seem to have all the play, but they can't get the scores on the board, and they're playing with a bit of a win. They want that to change.
We predicted there that was a score. He had the range, not the accuracy. And as Conor pointed out, there is a bit of a breeze looking over there at the far side. We can see the flags fluttering a small bit, not hugely strong or anything by any manner of means, but if there is a breeze here tonight, it is currently favouring the men from Mallow, who are starting to slowly grind things out a bit after that early setback of conceding the goal. But looks like they've lost possession there out over the sideline. 1-4 to 4 points to Kiskeam, 25 minutes gone.
Quick hat tip, Colin, while we're here, to the venue and to the Kilshannig Club. Floodlights are just on now. Absolutely beautifully presented venue. And in fairness to the club, community centre across the road, it's an absolute, it's a great venue for a county championship game, and the floodlights now add that real bit of atmosphere as well.
Yeah, and fantastic assistance for us here tonight. And I just want to mention as well, if you are up around Kilshannig, the club lotto every Tuesday night, great excitement. So if you find yourself in these parts, don't forget to buy a ticket. Right, we're back with Mallow. We're building up again with Ryan Harkin across to Matthew Taylor. Won't do anything silly, will Matthew? Taking his time. Oh, well blocked though on that occasion. And it's Kiskeam who've regained possession, but back to O'Riordan with a bit of a sloppy bit of play there. Mallow now pushing forward in numbers. Nobody trying to take a snapshot except for this man, and has taken it from the corner forward. That was Pa Hurley, and looks like another Y there, is it? Yeah, 1-4 to 4 points, still 3 points in it. 26.5 minutes gone this evening. As we said, fantastic floodlights here, great crowd as well, and a great half an hours of football so far. Kiskeam again losing possession. That's the second time that Casey has done that from a poor kick out. He did it in the opening few minutes there. Surely a free there. Yes, there is a free, but it's going in the opposite direction. It looked like it was a high tackle in O'Riordan. Birmingham though thinking otherwise, and it's Kiskeam who have the ball. And on this occasion, it's another free to Kiskeam, and the referee is coming in, even though the Mallow player is looks like the man who's after coming off the worst for wear in that one. Owen Stanton, and his other number 8 counterpart, Tomas Dennehy, coming head to head, and it looks like Stanton is after taking a pretty bad bang, and may as well be getting his name into the match referee's notebook as well. People talk about the Cork Football Championship and everything like that, and critical of the Cork Football Championship. What have you made so far of the opening 26 minutes?
It's just, I suppose it's competitive. Like, it's hard to know what the standard relatives to any other championship. We don't tend to look outside the county too much, but one thing you would say there is that Thomas Denny and Adrian Cahill, they just hit really hard, and sometimes that's all you can do, so Kiskeam don't seem to be as talented as Mallow based on paper and based on what we've seen today, but geez, they're hitting hard, and sometimes that just counts.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 weeks of very lively discussion about the Cork County Championships, Colin. Obviously, it was more about formats than field, so it's actually nice to get things up and running. Obviously, there's going to be a format change in 2020, but the clubs who are out here tonight, they're concerned with one thing. They're concerned with progress, third round, and we'll take it from there.
But on that point, yellow card there as well, by the way, to Owen Stanton for that tackle. And this is something we might come back to at half-time. With the new championship formats and the new divisions and the new setups and everything like that, will clubs have an eye on that this year?
Well, no, I don't think they will. I mean, quite genuinely, this year is this year and next year is next year. Basically, what you're looking at next year is teams will prepare in a very defined way, because they will know in 2020 that they're going to have a championship game in April, and because it's a league format, they're guaranteed 2 more in August. In this year, obviously, it's a different format. You still have that long break. That's the one similarity. But there's obviously less certainty. You have a guarantee of 3 games next year.
Dangerous ball in by Tom O'Sullivan and finished to the net by Michael Hurley for the second time tonight. That direct ball catches them out. It was a quick free over on the far side, and it was Michael Hurley in the end that taps it in over the goalkeeper. And we saw it in the opening few minutes, that direct first time ball in. Mallow sound asleep.
Yeah, goals win games. It came from a good direction too. It was right across the other side of the field, so it was very hard to defend. But I don't know, Tony, I think they will have one eye on both teams, because if these teams aren't ranked where they need to be in the top 12, they'll be in the second tier next year. And talking to Billy Denny beforehand, the Kiskeam manager, he knows they're ranked 13 out of 12 at the moment.
No, sorry, I was actually talking more in terms of prep, but no, that's actually a very good point in terms of the grading, absolutely.
We'll come back to that there. Mallow desperately need of a goal. Will they find it here? No, but they'll find the point there from the corner forward. Cillian O'Connor taking the right option, I think, on that occasion to punch it over. His side now trail 2 goals and 4 points to 5 points, just coming up in half an hour of football. But Mallow definitely needed a response, and they're after getting it there. Not maybe the goal that they wanted, but look, they're after cutting the gap down anyway. 2-4 to 5 points. 5 points, but those 2 goals, 2 sucker punches, and again, first time direct ball in, catching them sound asleep, and that's something I'm sure that Kiskeam will look at to build on as the game progresses. Kiskeam back on the attack there with centre back AJ O'Connor, man that won an All-Ireland junior medal or 2, I'm told, back in his county days. And as Conor said, a couple of solid units out there tonight, Tom Dennehy being one of those, a case in point. And I'd say Owen Stanton still feeling the ill effects of their clash a little earlier. That first time dangerous ball in again, and it's the wing back for Kiskeam there, Kieran O'Connor, and he's been fouled.
Kiskeam are just a bit cuter at the moment. That seems to be the main difference. I mean, it's 6 scores to 5. You know, there's not a huge amount of difference in the play, but they're just playing a bit better. They're playing the ref a bit better. They're playing the right option a bit better, and
finding the spaces.
Finding the spaces, yeah.
I think, I mean, just looking at Mallow, I don't know, has that second goal rattled them, Cullum, a small bit there, because there was vast tracts of green grass there. If he'd actually won that ball, I mean, I know it's the wrong thing to say, but it was actually a smart foul in the end by the Mallow player, because he was gone otherwise.
Okay, Tom O'Sullivan now looks with the kick, looks to have trailed though on this occasion and has gone wide. But yeah, look, back to the goal as well. Was there an argument the goalkeeper should have stayed back in the line and leave it out to the defender?
In fairness, Kevin Doyle, I mean, he's only 21, and I know that the Mallow management actually rate him very highly, but, to coin that awful phrase for goalkeepers, he'll be disappointed with that one, there's no doubt about it.
Okay, well, 31 minutes, we're just gone into the half-time break. Kiskeam 2 goals and 4 points, Mallow 5 points. Let's go back to that conversation we were having regarding the championship in 2020. You're making the point there, Conor, that yes, teams will now be looking very differently on 2019 as a result of the format change.
Yeah, it's like moving day in a golf tournament. This year teams want to be in that top tier next year, and the easiest way to do that is to make the quarter final of the competition you're in. But if you're not in at the quarter final, you really need to be accruing the points. You need to be winning as many games as possible.
Just to clarify it, and this was only decided obviously this week at the county board, because they didn't want to lump it all Cullum in 2018, because any team could get caught on the day. They're actually taking into account as well the results from the last 3 years. Now, Kiskeam, this is their 3rd year senior. This is Mallow's 2nd year senior. There will be a small bit of account taken for the fact, as Kevin O'Donovan, the county board, said, that if you've been sitting the higher paper, that's going to be taken into account. So there's a bit of shuffling, and I actually saw some clubs during the week, Conor, were actually doing that grading system. I saw now, for instance, the Douglas footballers, and I was talking to the few lads in Douglas. They were looking, and they're ranked 7th or 8th in terms of the senior football. So you're probably right. Teams are going to be looking and say, okay, where are we at the moment?
Question I have to ask you, Conor, the big debate, of course, on Tuesday night. Did you have any thoughts on option C, given you would have been a man that would have seen the 2 sides of the coin?
Yeah, I would have been in favour of option C. I know it came out the lowest, and even talking to Billy Denny beforehand, there wasn't much support in Kiskeam for option C. I think, just participation is the number one thing in GA. That goes back to why we all play the game. And option C, for me, maintained the highest participation levels. I know people want to see their county players playing with their clubs, but that hasn't been happening, and there's still going to be problems with it ad infinitum. But I think the most important thing is we're moving forward. There's no bullseye with this thing, so we're moving forward. It's a positive step forward, but I would have gone for option C.
I think the vote Tuesday night, Cullum, was actually more than a straw in the wind. I mean, the option C still got almost 25% of the delegates, and a little birdie told me in the last couple of days as well that it actually got 70 second preferences, Conor. So, you couple that together, you would say, that, okay, I wouldn't quite go as far as to say there was an appetite in the room, but there was no doubt that there's an appetite for change, and people were, clubs were prepared to take it. It's parked for now. I wouldn't say it's parked forever.
Do you think, though, that it may have planted the seed for other counties?
Yeah, interestingly, I suppose the best thing about it is there was engagement, and there hasn't been engagement for a long time. And if people are involved and they feel consulted and it's co-designed to an extent, or they're at least given an a la carte presentation of options, that's brilliant. And I think if every county did that, whatever they want to come up with individually, maybe that might move into some sort of an overall composite structure eventually. But as long as clubs are involved and they feel engaged, that's where we want to get to.
Tease that out for me, Conor, because Cullen's point is a good one. I mean, you've seen it from all sides. You've seen it as a player. You've been involved on the management side. I mean, playing 2 games, say Skib, when you were playing, and there was a couple of the other lads were involved as well. How would you feel about those 2 championship games? About the fact that they're worth half points, playing without your county players. I mean, do you think they would find favour in the dressing room and the club?
Yeah, I think, look, there's winners and losers with everything, and it's probably not even the right way to look at it in terms of winners and losers. It's more that, there's pros and cons. And as long as there's equity and it's fair for everyone, and the treatment is the same, albeit someone like Tyke McCorry's in West Cork, right? They have 3 players of inter-county standard, we'll say, over the last couple of years. They would stand to lose out in a scenario like that significantly. But then maybe that's the level they're at without their county players. Maybe they have to rise to that challenge, and maybe we'll improve them as a club over a number of years. And that's just one example. Nemo, people talk about, they have a lot of county players, but I bet you if Nemo without their Cork players, they put in a performance,
I think, Cullum, you look at it in a broader context. It was a good week for Cork GA, and Cork GA, let's face it, hasn't had a lot of good weeks in the last number of months. It was a good week because Conor said there was genuine debate, there was genuine engagement. I mean, I was at that meeting. There was over 220 delegates at that meeting on Tuesday night. You wouldn't get that even at convention, annual convention. So in that sense, the debate has started. Cork has started the debate. It's got everybody talking, and that has to be a good thing.
Was there a feeling, Tony, though, the thing was rushed?
That was mentioned by more than one delegate. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it in such a rush? I think the executive's point, and Kevin O'Donovan's point particularly, which I agree with to some extent, was that we don't want to start this year's championship with clubs not knowing what they're looking into. And that goes back to Conor's point there about the grading, that they don't want to be able to say, maybe if the decision had been delayed, say, for a month or 2 months, then you might have a Mallow or Kiskeam coming back saying, oh, hold on a second, if we'd known that, we would have maybe treated games differently. So in that sense, I think they wanted to get it out there and get the whole format sorted before the championship started. And so was there a rush to do that? I think there was a small bit, and it didn't find favour with every club.
Okay, we're going to take a bit of a break here because we've got to thaw out and hopefully get a nice cup of tea or something like that. Half-time here, Kiskeam, 2 goals and 4 points. It's Mallow, 5 points. Beautiful evening you can see here in the background in the beautiful setup in Glantan. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time for the second half of this Cork Senior Football Championship game, being streamed live on irishexaminer.com.
Yeah. That's what I handed my phone down to him. Yeah, that's what I was saying to you tonight. It was just like all those there at half time. Well,
it was an issue. It was just something on her end, but working fine.
he said he could get it on his phone. He says I'm too. He seems to be a bit behind or something on his phone. Would that be possible, right? Oh yes.
You can drag over to the end of this player. It's working fine. It's like fucking fine anyway. Dig in there. Checking the other side of it, so it's fucking so flying.
You alright?
Thanks.
I'll have one of these.
Part 2.
Well, it was nice to find them. Do you want to do it? Get out?
No, it's good.
Get on.
Right. tell him that? I didn't pick up. There's no point. I'd already agreed with you with that. I'll give him a ring.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he good?
Could be good, yeah.
Is he articulate?
He is very articulate. No, he's very articulate.
For the game. We just wait until the boys are beginning to come out.
Yeah, need to turn on this mic here. Okay, and welcome back to Glantan. We're getting underway for the second half there now in a few moments' time. just very quickly, we want to mention as well one change that we know of on the Kiskeam team. Sean Meehan in for Michael Casey. Mallow out on the field. We're waiting for Kiskeam. An interesting little aside there from you, Conor, as we were waiting here in the gantry.
Yeah, I don't know, is there any evidence for it, but I'm always amazed how often the team that's losing are a bit unsatisfied with the first half, how often they're the first team out for the second half. I don't know if they're sick of me giving out the inside or not, but it seems to be a bit of a pattern.
Okay, I can feel a PhD coming on that. I'm looking forward to that thesis. Talk to me, if you were in the Mallow dressing room very quickly, what would you have heard, what would you have said?
Well, I didn't think you'd make me explain my half-time theory to start with, so I'm a bit embarrassed now, but I think Keith Moynihan will be livid because they're obviously well prepared, but it's just not happening for them, and they just seem, their decision making seems to be letting them down more than anything else, because the game is pretty level. They probably have more of the possession, but it's just not converting into scores.
I mean, I think Conor's dead right. I think Keith Moynihan will be frustrated as well as angry, because really two really poor goals. I mean, one getting caught cold, the second one a keeper's mistake. You know, everything between that, Conor, like Mallow were every bit as good and probably had the edge. But those two goals, you know, Cullum have actually put Mallow in a very difficult position at the moment. So we're just looking around to see if there are any other changes. Doesn't look so at the moment. No, Cullum, we're up and running again.
Yeah, as you said, that change there where number 18 is Sean Meehan in for Michael Casey. So Mallow definitely now needing to start strongly as they're playing back towards the Mallow end of the field. The end they were defending in the first half, working it patiently again. Badly need to get a score now, as I said, to get the second half underway. Will they manage to produce? Kiskeam defending in numbers and defending illegally, and that's going to be a free there from 21 yards out, and you'd be expecting it'll be Cian O'Riordan adding to his tally.
Yeah, straight away you see in the second half that AJ O'Connor's trying to back off Matty at centre forward, centre back, and you know, if Matty just maintains a high line up there and stays as far up the field as he can, that's where the magic might happen for Mallow, because if Matty starts coming deep, he's making AJ O'Connor's job very easy by just sweeping in front of the full back line.
Well, referee James Birmingham blew the whistle, but happy to have let play proceed. The ball going over the bar, white flag raised, and it is a Mallow point after all of that. No free required for Mallow to add. Anyway, we're back in the attack again, into that man O'Riordan off the left hand, and that is vintage full forward play, and that really is the start that Cian O'Riordan and Mallow and Keith Moynihan wanted.
Well, exactly. I mean, you know, that's Conor's PhD theory about getting out early. You know, was it them being given out to, or was it the players actually knowing and being frustrated with themselves? Quick start, 2 quick points. Good point there made by Conor as well. AJ O'Connor dropping deep. You know, could be caught between a rock and a hard place, Cullen, because you can't be giving Matty Taylor space to turn and go straight for goal.
Well, that was a third point of the evening for Cian O'Riordan. Kiskeam trying to relieve the pressure, and for the first time in this second half, they managed to work the ball out beyond halfway. But all their hard work being undone there, and it's Matthew Taylor foul there again and again. You'd see the class of the county man coming to the fore. Quick ball again by Mallow, and that seems to be the message now. Let it in as quickly as possible. Cillian O'Connor was it with the effort, and this time trailing wide, but at least it was an effort there. Kieran O'Sullivan, apologies, not Cillian, who's the man inside him wearing number 13. But definitely we're seeing Mallow a much quicker, much improved, much more forceful and much more potent attack. They've had 3 attempts in the opening 2.5 minutes, 2 of those resulting in points, and leaves the scoreboard now reading 2 goals and 4 points to 7 points. And again, back come Mallow. Kiskeam struggling desperately to get the ball out, and we have a chance here with the corner forward. Pa Hurley, bang! And he sent that one over the bar, and it looked like for a few seconds there, lads, there was a goal on.
It's actually almost complete reversal of the first half. It's like Mallow were the ones caught cold in the first half. It looks that Kiskeam have been very slow again, coming out, marking there like off the break and ball in midfield. I mean, I don't know, Conor, has there been any change there? But I mean, just watching the actual midfield exchanges there, looks to me like, I mean, Kiskeam, just looking at in terms of the shape that they're actually putting out there. But I think what the keeper needs to do, and he has played inter-county, is get some possession and keep it, get some momentum.
I think the biggest problem with kickouts is he's taking too long. I mean, he's taking too long, and it's allowing Mallow to push up, and if he actually he's going to take that long, he should be booming it out the middle.
Yeah, first time ball in there, and again, it's that man Cillian O'Connor who's on the receiving end there. Ryan Harkin was the man who delivered, and Harkin, as I said, in the first few minutes there, he's grabbing plenty of ball, and more importantly, doing the right thing with it, playing it in so quickly. And it's Cillian O'Connor, and I think that's his third point of the evening, the big man. wearing number 13, but almost sitting in now into a full forward position. Short kick out on this occasion. Kiskeam again struggling to gain possession, something that they were so fluid with in the first half and so calm and cool and composed and collected. But this time all those balls seem to be slipping and sliding away from them, or maybe it is a case that Mallow are pressing them harder and pushing them back in, and maybe some of that physicality that was lacking in the first half is now coming to the fore. Anyway, it's AJ O'Connor moving the ball at speed. This is the Kiskeam that we saw in the first half into Hurley, the goal scorer. Into the other goal scorer, Sean O'Sullivan, up along the end line, punches across the goal, no danger there. Goalkeeper Kevin Doyle should have it, and did well there to clear his lines out to his corner back there, Bill Myers. And definitely the game seems to have picked up on pace as the floodlights getting brighter here in Kilshannig this evening. And of course, last year there's plenty of revenge for Kiskeam tonight, given that Mallow beat them in the championship last year. And we mentioned Cian O'Riordan scoring 10 points on that occasion. Not as influential tonight. Radar off on a couple of occasions, and as well, I think, to Kiskeam very much having their homework done. Kiskeam again trying so hard to get their opening score of the second half, working it through the hands, down the centre spine of the team. It's into corner forward there, number 13. David Scannell hasn't done a huge pile tonight. Rather quiet into O'Sullivan inside there, and should be a free in. A bit overly amorous there by the corner back, Micheál Quirk. And it's Sean O'Sullivan, a goal and 2 points from free so far tonight, and he will be entrusted with the free taking duties here. But lads, definitely the pace has definitely, the temperature might be dropping up here, but it's definitely upping on the field.
I mean, there's only 5 minutes gone, Colm, in the second half, but this is actually a very important free for Kiskeam. They had an opportunity, the same player had an opportunity 2 minutes ago, fisted the ball across. Need to break momentum, need to put a score on the board. Important free for Kiskeam.
And does exactly that. Adds to Kiskeam's tally, and adds to his tally. That's 1-3 from the boot of Sean O'Sullivan, the goal in the opening few minutes, and that's his third free of the evening. 6 minutes on the clock here below us, and it's 2 goals and 5 points to Kiskeam. Mallow 9 points. Good powerful kick out. That's plenty of hang time there by Doyle, and nice interplay there, man on the ground, and it's Loughry who's bursting out. 2 Kiskeam men hanging off him, but still Loughry, he's got one of his midfielders inside him. That man there is Ryan Harkin. Back to the centre back, number 6. Will it creep over in the corner? Yes, it will. A great point there by Loughry. Man originally from Antrim, of course, now a stalwart of Mallow and with Cork, and that's some way to come down the field and reply to a score.
Yeah, it was great timing. You'd have to say why wasn't he tracked? I mean, James, just back from injuries, you were saying earlier, he probably has about maybe 10 of those runs in the game in him. You know, you only have to track him 10 times. It shouldn't be happening if you're looking at it from Kiskeam's point of view.
But really, I suppose you do need your county. Back to the debate about having your county players and not having your county players. That just shows that extra step in class, doesn't it?
Yeah, and look, he tried it in the first half. It didn't come off for him, but he stayed at it, and I suppose he just got his timing a bit better that time.
Okay, now we're back with Kiskeam on the attack. First time football into them, into the danger man O'Sullivan. Great ball into him, onto his left hand side on the edge of the exclusion zone, but he's driven that one to the left and wide. And that another miss there. 7.5 minutes, 2-5 to 10 points, and had another few seconds there. Sean O'Sullivan.
Pity there, Colm, in fairness. I would say ball of the match from Tom O'Sullivan. Great diagonal low ball, beautifully put up. Again, another opportunity for Kiskeam. I would say would be disappointed. Hope they're not. I'd say their management is saying, I hope we're not going to regret these misses.
Okay, Kiskeam playing the advantage there, and it's back into O'Sullivan, getting his hands on quite a lot of the ball. Working it into the other corner forward down there, Cillian O'Connor, or should I say David Scannell, my apologies. We're getting the sheets wrong tonight. Apologies to David and the Scannell family watching us on irishexaminer.com. Kiskeam now the ones that are patiently building it up, working it down that far side. Looks to be a free there, a high tackle, arm around the neck. And they're slowing it down anyway. Kiskeam, it's looks like Tom O'Sullivan, the full forward who's going to take the free-taking duties. This one hard for us to see from this side, the O'Sullivan, Sean and Tom. 2 goals and 5 points, 10 points, just creeping up on 9 minutes. A nice crowd here this evening. I say temperature starting to drop a bit, as you'd expect for early April, but thankfully the rain has held off despite the dark skies that are closing in on us here in this picturesque North Cork venue. Great kick off the right, plenty of height in it. Has it got any direction? Unfortunately not.
Yeah, it leaves a point in it, Colm. You know what, I think coming here tonight, I don't think anybody expected anything different. I mean, these sides know each other. I think since 2016 they've played each other 3 of the last 4 years. So I think we're going to have a tight one. I don't think, in fairness, either side is going to run away with it at this stage. I just think Kiskeam, you know, they've missed a couple of scores there now in the last couple of minutes, and I hope they're not looking back for their sake and actually saying they were the key moments.
Yes, indeed, it's that man Lockery again that's bursting out 30 yards and takes the return, and he's working his way past midfield. It's a wonderful sight when he's in full flow. Another man that's in full flow there is Owen Stanton, but all the hard work undone on the 45-yard line as Kiskeam close ranks and patiently start to build from the back again. Nice bit of ball there by Fitzgerald, the wing forward. Sean Meehan, the man that came on just before half time, very talented player, has been out injured, I'm told, at the moment. That's why he didn't start. Referee keen to play advantage, but Daniel Fitzgerald runs into a wall of not one but 2 Mallow players dead straight in front of the goals. That should be a free, and you would expect that should be Kiskeam point, but Lockery's run there, a joy to behold.
Yeah, he's just operating at a different pace to his teammates. It seems he's just going that bit fast for them, if you can describe it that way. But Sean Meehan, great run there. He's one of their main men. I'm sure they're delighted to get him onto the pitch, because a guy with that level of standard and that running ability, you want him in the second half now.
And as we were told that Sean had some bit of a knock or injury recently, and that's why he wasn't starting tonight. Sean O'Sullivan, the man standing over this one, and you'd be expecting this one to go straight over the black spot, and that's exactly what he does off the left, adding to the Kiskeam tally there now. 2 goals and 6 points, 12 points in old money, and Mallow 10 points and 11 minutes gone. Definitely people getting value for money here this evening, and thanks again to joining us on irishexaminer.com for our live streaming tonight, and hopefully it'll be the first of many on the service in the months ahead. Now Mallow on the attack there, Ryan Harkin, huge strides there by him, but touch leaves him down, and was it Meehan that was the man there, and Meehan, as I said, he's only on the field about 10 minutes, but he's already caught the eye 3 or 4 times. Daniel Fitzgerald here, former Cork minor, patiently up looking for an option, but Gene Casey deciding he's going to direct the ball over the other side of the field, and here come Kiskeam again.
Colm, it looks like Ryan Harkin actually went down very awkwardly there when he was dispossessed. I mean, he's still actually down on the flat of his back in the Kiskeam square, so it doesn't look great for Ryan Harkin and doesn't look good for Mallow. He would be a big loss to Mallow if he wasn't able to continue.
Okay, well, play is continuing, and a sweeper of a ball there by the wing forward, number 12, Adrian Carroll. What a score there by him from about 40 yards out. While all of that is going on, as the lads pointed out at the far end of the field, we've a man down, Ryan Harkin, after that lung bursting run. There's some concern over him. I think referee is now blown up the whistle, and attention coming on for him, and it looks like this could be the night over from Ryan. He's been prostrate on the ground for the last couple of minutes, and it looks like one of the Kiskeam lads as well too is a bit of a knock, but I don't think it's anything as serious there. It's Adrian Carroll that scored the point, but Harkin, just to bring you back there, Harkin took possession there in the midfield, went on a fantastic run of about 20 yards. Meehan cut across, dispossessed him. Glad to see though that he's back up on his feet. Referee has decided no, we're back playing again. You're taking it pretty hard here.
Would be very important. I'm just looking up, actually looks as if Harkin is able to continue. Would be a key link man, Cullum, basically between half back, midfield, and actually carrying forward. So looks like he is going to be able to continue. He's still in there at the moment. bit gingered, but he's continuing.
Okay, Kiskeam, they're testing the reflexes of goalkeeper Kevin Doyle. Dangerous, kind of one of those tricky balls under the crossbar, but the young goalkeeper did very well, cleared the danger, and Mallow are back with the ball. Great to see that Harkin is back on his feet, and now an important man, Cian O'Riordan, is making moves a bit farther out to the centre forward. And ball in towards the big man, Cillian O'Connor. Cillian has about 3 players hanging off him. And would you believe the referee is awarding a free? I'm just being told as well, yeah, we've got one change as well too. We'll come back to that in 1 second, because we've got one of the Kiskeam players down on the ground there.
Shane Merritt, Cullum, is on there for wing forward for Kieran O'Sullivan from Mallow. Shane Merritt would be a talent, would be a dual player, is doing his leaving at the moment, and has had a nice bit of success in recent times. Patrician Academy, Mallow last weekend, All Ireland, was on that team.
And you mentioned about some of the lads in the crossover here, that here in Kilshannig, quite a number of the players were playing with Patrician Academy, quite a number from Mallow as well, and I think there was one from Clyde over, so I think they were saying there was something like 7 from Kilshannig, 7 from Mallow, and Clyde had the remaining player on the starting team. And congratulations indeed to all of those. They're All Ireland Colleges C title last week up in Clahon in Limerick, and well done to all concerned. Now, free out it was, and everyone seems to be back in their feet anyway, thankfully, and full complement of players. And we're back with Kiskeam and with Daniel Fitzgerald, who's kind of come back into, or not Daniel Fitzgerald, AJ O'Connor, who have come back into it there in the last few minutes. Mallow hand, the last one to touch it. Great first time ball in again. Bang! Great save by the goalkeeper though on this occasion. And again, that first time ball seems to catch Mallow cold, and Hurley, he was the man that had the shot. But some save, lads, by young Kevin.
I'm delighted because, as we were saying, we were quick enough to mention the fact that he made an error for the second goal in the first half. So, plaudits to him, like, between 21 years of age, stood up really strong there. Again, though, Kiskeam will look at that maybe afterwards, and it's a great opportunity to put daylight between the sides. You mentioned there a couple of minutes ago, Colm, Daniel Fitzgerald. Connor was telling me earlier was a Cork minor, actually getting very involved in the middle third of the field and actually running off, using the width of the pitch really strong, playing well, looks to be one of the better players on the pitch.
Yeah, it's actually a fascinating battle between himself and Aaron Cahill, because Aaron Cahill is a good player. He played very well for Mallow in the intermediate final a couple of years ago when they won it. But he's trying to tuck in, he's trying to protect his full back line, because Daniel Fitzgerald is staying so far wide. He's caught in 2 minds, so they're 2 really clever players, and it's just really interesting to watch him.
Adrian Carroll is the man going to be taking the 45 here, scored that wonder point about 5 minutes ago. Is it just me, or is there a bit of a David Fitzgerald kind of stance and hairstyle and everything about this man? We'll see now what his kicking capabilities. Is he anything like the young Kerry Tyro? Don't think David Clifford would be too happy with that effort, and that's trailed a good spell wide. 2-7 to 10 points the score in favour of Kiskeam. But as we saw there, was it not for the reflexes of Kevin Doyle, that could have been 3-7. 16 and a half minutes gone in Kiskeam, still managing to keep the ball into the danger area, in with the full forward Tom O'Sullivan off his right, and that is a great score. That is a fantastic score by Tom O'Sullivan, and that makes it 2-8 to 10 points. And you have to say, you think the smart money would be going towards Kiskeam now, would you?
Yeah, they're just simplifying it. They're keeping everything simple, and it's suiting them. And I suppose one thing they do have is their range. The long range kicking seems to be a lot better than Mallow's was in the first half.
I think getting big performances, and mention him again, Colm, though, getting big performances from Daniel Fitzgerald, Sean O'Sullivan stepping up, Tom O'Sullivan stepping up. That's 3 of your 6 forwards, remember. They're the ones who actually win your championship games. That's why they're gone to where they are now.
Okay, Mallow desperately trying to replicate that kind of scoring success on their side. It's young Merritt there, but it's work back to the number 9, the midfielder. Dangerous ball in. Goalkeeper out and defender out, and Mallow man in. It looked like it was going to be a 45, but the Mallow player in there was the man that touched it lastly, and it's going to be a kick out for Anthony Casey, but that was definitely a dangerous ball in there. It looks like Mallow are bringing in a another sub there, it seems, if not one or two. A bit of a positional switch. Number 18, Kish, will have to endeavour to find the match programme with the full Christian names. Kevin Sheehan.
Yeah, son of Ronan, one of the really strong Mallow players from the past, and again would be another really good young talent, and they need it, Cullum, at the moment. They need a little bit of an impetus in attack. You look at what they're getting going forward at the moment, it's quite limited.
Yeah, nice little clip ball out there by Casey, finds a man running onto it. The man there was Adrian Carl, and it's Gene Casey, one of the 3 Caseys on the team tonight, taking his time, finding the man. He's midfield colleague, Tom Dempsey, or Dennehy. I've Tom Dempsey, former Laois manager, in my head for some reason this evening. And first time ball into O'Sullivan. Breaks out though. Will he manage to gain possession? And did well to win the free more than anything else. It looked like he'd let it slip away from him.
He did, but he was actually 1-on-1 inside the 45. It was amazing at this level, considering the Kiskeam were on the attack, that Mallow had him 1-on-1 inside. So when you get any sort of traction on the ball at all, the man who was marking him was going to be up against it.
Okay, well, it's Sean O'Sullivan again. He's shown his accuracy from place ball so far tonight, and this should suit his kicking style. Off the left hand side, about we'd say about 35 yards out. Just coming up in 20 minutes off his left, and that's a beautiful kick there, and that should make it 2 goals and 9 points to 10 points.
It's amazing how often this happens now. The umpires run out for the second ball. If Birmingham spots that, he won't let the kick up be taken. One thing you'd be doing, you'd be getting someone down behind the goal to get the second ball off the pitch if you're the Mallow manager.
Sounds like something that Jim Gavin would have a lengthy notebook on, one of those tactics regarding the quick restarts, etc. Anyway, Mallow trying desperately to get a foothold back into this game, and they're going to try a long-range effort from their corner forward there, number 15, and that was Pa Hurley. And Pa's radar off tonight, but we wouldn't blame just Pa. A lot of the Mallow forwards.
Yeah, I have to say, like, things are getting, getting a little bit, going a little bit awry, for Mallow at the moment. I mean, I'm looking out at them and I'm looking at, okay, where are we going to get the impetus from if we're Mallow? Who's actually going to step up and get us a score? We're 5 points down at this moment. We need something. The impetus that has come from James Loughrey, from Matty Taylor, and to a lesser extent Ryan Harkin. At this moment, you've got to say Mallow need a spark from somewhere. Someone needs to step up because they are in bother.
Is there a fear though if Cian O'Riordan isn't giving you the spark, that you're looking around desperately?
That's exactly the point I'm making. Cian O'Riordan is inside there, obviously needs a supply of ball. They have their runners coming from deep. I'd like to see them getting more from the half forward line. That to me seems to be an issue at the moment, both in possession terms and in terms of finish.
Young Sheehan there, getting an early touch there in the ball just after coming on. It's the Mallow corner back there by Cork. It's the number 19 there, Jay Dillon. We'll try and get a first name for Mr. Dillon as well. He's going to take a pop shot there from distance. Bounce, Jack Dillon, I'm told, bounces into the hand of the goalkeeper Anthony Casey. Finds his man very safely out as far as Shane Carroll with a fist of clearance. And again, Kiskeam, look at this now on the far side of the field. All you've got is just 2 Mallow men and 2 Kiskeam men, and more importantly, the man who's on the ball is a Kiskeam man. And recycling possession again, taking their time. They're not going to panic, not going to take any silly option in. And with that, there's a bit of a high ball, and that surely is a bit of a push in the back. Doesn't matter though to David Scannell. Big, powerful corner forward, sturdy. Oh, nice little dummy there by the centre forward O'Sullivan. Holding it up, giving the defender Loughrey a bit of a merry dance there, but Loughrey pushing him towards the corner. He's going nowhere for all his jigs and reels. But all importantly, it's still Kiskeam that have the ball. Look at that, there must be 15, 16 passes already strung together by Kiskeam there. And Mallow desperately trying to get their hands on the ball, but Kiskeam taking it very coolly and calmly. Adrian Carroll, the man who scored that fine point a few moments ago, finding his full forward. Option out to young Meehan. who's impressed hugely since he came on. Now he's on a bit of a solo run himself. Will he go for the point? Will he get the point? I think the reaction of the crowd there tells you exactly where that has gone. 2 goals and 10 points to 10 points. And lads, 23 and a half minutes gone from a situation where we had, about 2 points between the sides. We're back out to 6.
Yeah, Meehan very good again. Just a note, Colm, earlier we spoke about the Mallow midfield in the first half, the possibility that Owen Stanton and Ryan Harkin would have an impact. Very important to note, Tomas Dennehy, Gene Casey for Kiskeam have actually been superb in the second half. For as long as I know Kiskeam football, there's been Dennehy's doing great things. And I saw him there a few minutes ago. I know he was blowing hard, he had his hands on his hips, Tomas Dennehy. But he has been outstanding as this second half. That Kiskeam midfield has actually driven them on to a position, as you say, with 24 minutes gone. Suddenly now we see them 6 points ahead.
Yeah, but again, what's impressing me most with them is the fact that they're doing the simple things right.
Yeah, they look as if they just play together an awful lot more. I don't know, is it to do with maybe Mallow have to be together a lot more, maybe it's a hurling issue, but Kiskeam look as if they just played a lot of football, put a lot of ball through their hands and have a common understanding.
Is it, Conor, is it a Division 1 issue, as I mentioned earlier, because they have already had some good results. They've drawn with Carbery Rangers, they've drawn with the Bars, they beat Carbery Rangers, drawn with the Bars, drawn with Ballincollig. That's high quality opposition to be prepping, isn't it, for a county championship game?
Yeah, absolutely. They're great games to get, and they're 3 of the best teams in Division 1, so I suppose it's hard to deny, really.
Yeah.
Bill Myers after going off the Mallow team. We'll have a look to see who's after coming on. Looks like he was hobbling a bit there. Dangerous ball in again. And I must say the Kiskeam centre forward and full forward in particular looking so dangerous. The O'Sullivans always looking willing for ball, and now as the clock is ticking into the 25th minute, it looks like Kiskeam now are going to play ball, and they're going to keep ball, and they're going to keep Mallow at arm's length, and they're not going to do anything silly.
It happened to me once, Colm, a couple of years ago. Hold on, we'll just wait for this.
Okay, that's the man Meehan again there. Nice little offload. Manages to win it back to O'Sullivan. It's high dropping ball under the goalkeeper, 2 or 3 under it. Punches, they're all up there. It's like a little kids underage game. Punched across by Sean O'Sullivan, but to no one in particular. Oh, a great interception. Goal chance here. Trickles across the face of the goal. Last touch there by the goalkeeper. It looked like it was the corner forward there, David Scannell, that took off the shot, number 13. Looked like it was the goalkeeper, young Kevin Doyle, that got the touch on it, and really, had that got into the net, lads, curtains.
I remember Cullen being at a county championship match in Ballinascarthy. Conor might tell me, was it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where Carbery Rangers were ahead. I thought the game was over. Cullen, your beloved Valley Rovers, were the opposition. They came in, they got 2 goals in the point in the last 5 or 6 minutes. It looks to me like it's going to take something as special as that to turn this around. That would have been curtains had that had gone on, but even at this stage, 26 and a half minutes gone, 6 in it, and Kiskeam are playing the better football. It isn't that they're even under any pressure, Conor. They're actually controlling the ball.
They are, yeah, and even at the back there, off camera, Dinjo and Dinjo Casey and AJ O'Connor are just swapping between them to make sure they have an extra man at the back all the time. Seem to be communicating really well. Keenan Reardon's getting dragged down the pitch from Mallow, so it's very hard to see Mallow getting back into it at all.
As we said, 26, nearly 27 minutes gone now. There will be a few extra minutes for a few knocks and injuries and subs and what have you. 2 goals and 10 points to 10 points. Make that 2 goals and 11 points to 10 points. And that was a lovely piece of free taking to extend it out there by Tom O'Sullivan, the full forward. I must say the 2 O'Sullivans tonight have been very, very impressive, haven't they, lads?
Yeah, as I was saying, those 2 O'Sullivans, 11-14 and Daniel Fitzgerald at 10.
Well, speaking of the number 14, he's after, a great effort. It was a bad kick out by the goalkeeper, a quick kick out by the goalkeeper, intercepted by Tom O'Sullivan as we were talking there, and almost had a chance to add in an extra point.
He actually dispossessed the cornerback. They actually won the kick out, but it was just a really good tackle by Tom O'Sullivan. He dispossessed him and had a shot, very unlucky not for it to go over.
Very unlucky and let off there on a brilliant piece of fielding there by AJ O'Connor, a man who has known some big days for the Cork junior team in All-Ireland finals and whatever. It's got lovely ball across, is it in? Over the goalkeeper, over the bar. Daniel Fitzgerald, the fella that Tony has been noting there. But great interplay as well by your corner forward, David Scannell. Didn't go himself, saw the man running in, and great finish.
I keep going back to it, Colm. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but even if you walked in and you didn't know the sides and you said to me, which one of these sides is playing Division 1 football and which is playing Division 2? It's why I keep emphasising the importance of the County League. I don't believe some clubs take it as seriously as they should take it, but you can see the difference. Kiskeam are playing a higher standard of football. They've now settled, they're in control of the game, and I really think at this stage, 28 and a half minutes gone, I think we're looking at Kiskeam are going to be going through to the third round and, as you said, getting revenge for their defeat to Mallow in the second round a year ago.
Okay, and there'll be plenty talking about that here tonight. Anyway, can Mallow get something for their efforts? Full forward Cillian O'Connor being fouled there on the edge of the square, and the referee, James Birmingham, has deemed it a penalty. So we'll have a bit of drama anyway in our closing minutes here. 29 minutes gone.
Penalty from 45 yards away at least is a very perceptive call by James Birmingham. If he can call a penalty from that far out, he's a better man than we are.
Well, we don't have VAR here tonight in Kilshannig, but for our next broadcast, we'll have it back and we'll see it. Will this be slotted in by the big full forward? Great save! What a stupendous save by Casey, down to the bottom left hand from Cian O'Riordan. That was a stunning piece of goalkeeping and justice served.
Well, I think so. I think I'm just happy that it was a very good save rather than a miss by Cian. But Anthony Casey, great guy. Like he's had his fair share of critics from the Antrim final a couple of years ago. But talk about a guy who's worked in his game and stuck at it. Very level-headed and just a great bit of ability to get down low to his left.
And you know what actually sticks in my head, Conor, from that episode with the under-21? If you remember afterwards, he put out, was it a tweet or a post, which I thought was fantastic, said, I've made a mistake, I've moved on, can everybody else move on? Very mature attitude.
Okay, and we're back in again. Kiskeam defending in numbers there. They're not alone wanting to win this, but they're wanting to win it with a clean sheet. 2 goals and 12 points to 10 points. We're into injury time now, just gone 30 minutes there. Superb piece of goalkeeping there by young Anthony Casey. Temper